All right, so dudes, I know hopefully you got a chance to watch that video and just some of the things that are drastically different, right? You talk about like the arm path. So for this specific blog, I don't want to talk too much about like the lower half because I know that's obvious. There's a lot of moving parts within why I gained 10 to 13 miles an hour. It's not just arm path. I don't want to kind of come off as a hey, it's just arm path. So the big point of emphasis for me, man, is like you got to identify for yourself like what that natural athletic arm path is for you, because my biggest thing, and I've talked about it in the past, dude, is like I'm not sitting here saying like, hey, you need to throw exactly like me, you need to be short. So obviously in the video you see in 13, that kind of went hand in hand with why I was trying to get more movement on the ball. I was throwing two seamers and sinkers and all of this other stuff, and naturally I just kind of got lower and lower and lower and lower. And then you see that little slingy thing there, which we won't really talk about that, but the process of kind of getting more connected, right? That more efficient path, that thinking about like how I wanted my hands to stay inside my body and create more momentum down the mound, linear. So the biggest thing for me, man, was like I first had the identification process of, okay, this is what I want it to look like. This is where I know that I'm most athletic, because obviously when I'm throwing 85, that's not me. So the first process for me was like, okay, where am I at? What does my arm path look like when I'm either throwing, my furthest or throwing like my hardest on a pull down? And that kind of gave me a good idea of like where I wanted that. And then it was about like hammering those reps and getting back to a more efficient path, dude, because once you throw so much at a certain path, it's like your brain downloads that, dude, and says, hey, this is how we throw a baseball. This is how we throw a baseball. And it's tough, it's tough. So this is why I'm such a big proponent in like specific tools, dude, because it gives you that feedback. I mean, like I was strapping this on, because I knew that this was kind of the similar path that I wanted. I wanted to stay inside my body. I wanted to stay connected and kind of efficient and just get it up into that path once I was approaching foot strike. So when I started doing work with this, it wasn't necessarily of me like having to think, okay, staying inside, and then guess on what the feedback was. It was like, all right, I strapped this on and I'm going to throw every single throw today with this on. And then you just hammer those reps, dude, and you establish that brain-body connection. And then after a while, you don't need it. And it's like, okay, that feels like motion memory now. Boom, boom, boom. Doesn't happen overnight, but that's why I'm such a big proponent of like a connection ball or some specific modalities, like even I talked about last week the throwing club. That's something that again provides feedback on being kind of in tight, enclosed with your body, being connected, right? So I just wanted to highlight my path. Obviously you see like the radical change and know that it didn't happen overnight, but like I said in the beginning, a big point of emphasis too, because I know I get a lot of questions regarding this, is like I'm not trying to say that everyone should be quote unquote short. It's about figuring out your path. And there's certain ways that you can go about that. There's certain ways that I went about it. It's going to be maybe different than you, but still ever the same. You got to like figure that out for yourself. So hopefully this made sense. And if you have any questions, hit the contact me button. In other words, man, like best of luck to you.